Bombs away this week on The Hapless Heroes.
Oh my god, I thought I was going to have to monologue indefinitely.
Hello and welcome to the Hapless Heroes podcast. My name is Dave and I'll be your host and dungeon master for this evening. And of course, we will intro this episode the same way I introduce all of them, because I lack in originality but like in symmetry and patterns. So starting from my right, we have the fabulous Felix Fizzlebottom, played by Francesco.
I have a plan.
To his right, we have Lord Jarrell the Light, played by John.
Time to run.
To his right, we have Peridot Lincolnwoods, played by Zach.
My buddy's name is Felix Fizzlebottom.
To his right, we have Boris the Butcher, played by Nicole.
Mush, Hector, mush!
And to her right, we have Lord and Captain Quinn Southwind, played by Mike.
I will run as fast as I can.
And run as fast as we can, we shall, as we've got approximately, give or take, 30 seconds until this bomb detonates. There is enough room to get out from under the rapidly dissipating bubble here. It is sort of fizzing away before your very eyes. It is a good 6 or 7 feet above the ground. All of you should be able to get under it just nicely should you choose to, but you may have the bigger problem of the fact that these detonations might be significantly larger than you might be able to get away from. But I turn the table back over to you. Oh, party dearest, what do you do?
I want to do something immediately.
What is that?
I
Your
still
mom.
have... Wow. Dude. No, his mother's a nice lady, okay? Don't you dare.
Dorothy Mantooth is a saint!
But anywho, no, I would like to command the my little undead doodle boys, aka my ghouls that I had created undead for, to run over to the sparking bomb that may or may not have been impacted by at least 3 eldritch blasts that may or may not have flown from my fingers. Allegedly.
Only 2.
No, I
have an admission.
Oh, yeah,
I have an
that's
admission
true,
to make.
too.
Every time you release these ghouls in my head, it's going like ghouls, ghouls, ghouls.
I mean, that's for you.
They're a very
maybe.
motley crew, yes.
In your head, sure. They are a motley crew, that is for sure. I'm going to mentally command them to run over to the sparking omnibomb, essentially grab it, and continue running it like along the wall of the tower further away from us. Like I want them to kind of almost just like scoop it up and run. Like,
Okay.
but while sticking to the edge, while sticking to at least like the, I guess would be like moving south along the wall of the tower,
All right.
Away from us.
away from us.
You know what? I want to kind of keep this still in sort of a loose initiative order because I think I want to play us through it like this. All right, so we've got that. So that's sort of been your thing you're doing. Now I take it you're commanding that and then running down the street.
Yes. Now, the thing is, you can't bonus action and then bonus action as your action.
No,
right?
but I'm also not doing this on strict action economy. Just sort of a loose, what are you doing right now?
Well, in that case, after I command them, I will run 25 feet closer to where Boris is, and then I will cast Far Step and blink 60 feet closer to that as well.
Okay, so you're kind of trying to catch up with the crab.
Yes. So I will
Okay.
expend that spell slot. I will just disappear into a mist and then reappear 60 feet closer to Boris. And then that will be the rest of my...
That sounds...
Yeah, I'll
That
command...
sounds good.
Yeah, and I'll command Slim to start flying her ass back to me, because that's... her work is done.
Sounds lovely. The ghouls begin to charge one direction. You charge in a ever so slightly different direction and then do a little bit of extra shuffling to get yourself closer to the crab.
That is correct.
Sounds good. Hey, Quinn, what sort of things are you up to right now? Just the sort of the loose cliff notes, you know.
I don't want to blow up. So I'm gonna go and do what I was initially trying to do earlier and go back toward the what's it called? The dome, and kind of see where I can find like weaker points of the dome so that we can get out of here.
Okay, I mean, it's like any direction you want to run out from the dome, you can. It is pulled up from the ground pretty uniformly, a good 6 or 7 feet,
Cool.
the whole width across.
Just come to us.
Awesome. Yeah. So I'm gonna go toward the group and just try to help where I can.
You
All
can
right,
still
just
you can,
doing everything you can to book it to the
I
party.
was gonna say you're
Yeah.
still hasted for at least like another 30 seconds, so you might as well make use of the
Until the
dash.
bomb goes off, I'm hasted. So
Yeah,
All
hopefully the exhaustion doesn't set in until after we're out of the blast range.
right.
I'm so hasted right now.
So hasted. I'm chocolate hasted.
You're such
All
a dork.
See, now if that spell had been cast on Boris, we'd be in Teenage Hasteland.
Wow.
Oh no.
Yeah, Baba O'Reilly went there. But anyway, Jarrell, what are you up to right now?
I'm gonna heal myself for 20 damage first,
All right.
and then
What are you
where's-
using to heal yourself for that damage, by the
just
way?
lay on hands.
Just a lay on hands. Okay, you know, make sure you're annotating your usages and stuff.
Yep. How far away from me is Paradil?
Oh, Paradil's right next to you.
Oh, okay. Would you like a ride, friend?
Yes, please.
And
I'm little
we'll
and
start
slow.
running toward the dome wall.
Okay, so you're going at your 30 feet move speed?
And then I'll continue to dash from there.
Okay, sounds good. So about a 60 feet of dash. Catching up, but not quite there.
How far
so-
away from us is the corner of the dome, the edge of the dome?
Oh, geez.
Boris
you
moved like
will-
120 feet to get like up against it, right? That was like her. She had dashed with so your guys are probably like, if I'm trying to picture where everything was pushed around to, right? It was like, I don't know, was it like under 100 feet or was it like about 100 feet from the edge? At least for where Boris is. You guys might be closer to a different like part of the barrier.
Yeah, I want to know what our distance is that we have to cross.
I mean, you are at least 60 feet and fading behind the crab, so long as the crab is moving at the sort of speed I think it does.
Okay. And is Jarl able to look to see kind of where a decent sized building between it, like, can I see that yet? Like, duck
Yeah,
into the alleyway?
so you're maybe about 100 feet from being able to hit the edge of the plaza and at least get into the street and out of the open square.
Okay. Yeah, because his plan right now is just to try to get cover.
Okay. Sounds good. Yeah, there's some pretty big brick buildings on either corner there. I don't know if there's alleys behind them, but that's the sort of thing you might be able to divine as you get closer to there. Otherwise, maybe trying to duck into a building or something might either spare you or just get you crushed under more rubble. I don't know. It's fun. We'll see what the dice tell us when we get there. Anyway, that looks pretty good for you, Jarrell, and you had picked up Paradil and moved him with you, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
We-
good. We'll still get to your actions, but I want to see what
We-
Boris is doing on the crab.
So what Boris is doing, if we've still got about 30 seconds, Hector's dash speed is 120.
Yeah.
So Boris is gonna run like through the plaza, through the block that has those two buildings you just mentioned, and like is
Yeah.
gonna continue, I don't know, probably like 400-ish feet out of the bubble, somewhere in that neighborhood.
Okay.
Where you're aiming
that-
to do that, right?
Yeah,
like
that's a
you're-
good aim, but yeah, you're only going to get about 120 feet of move in this kind of discreet little block I'm giving you here.
Okay, we're only talking about a single 6-second period.
Yeah, I'm still kind of doing sort of rough turns just to sort of mark time here.
Okay, well, that's going to be Boris's continued plan on Hector, unless something else significant changes, is just keep running until she's a good, half
Far
click
as-
away from the actual explosion.
Okay, great. Paradil, you're being carried with Jarrell, but are you doing anything whilst being carried?
Can I roll for perception, at advantage, just to check out my surroundings?
Well, you can roll for perception. I would like to know what you're trying to perceive, and then if you want advantage, I want to know what's conferring you advantage.
Because I am riding on another person and have a greater height, and I don't have to worry about where I'm directing myself, and I can sort of pivot my head around with greater dexterity and focus.
These things are counteracted by the fact that since you're riding on shoulders, you're bouncing around like the opposite of steady cam. So
Alright.
you're going to be rolling at regular vantage, but what sort of things are we trying to perceive here?
Just incoming dangers or things that may be about to kill us or currently killing us.
Aside from the bombs that are about to explode.
Right.
Yeah. So sure, give me a check, because I think we could. There are some things that could be that could be divined.
Okay. Would I say perception? Sure.
Yeah.
It's a 17.
A 17. So the things you notice, the rate that the bubble is dissolving is about steady. It's easy to escape. This thing is not going to be gone entirely, and we cannot entirely predict what kind of effect that may have on the bombs, the explosion, and anything that happens to this tower. But it's there. It's a thing. It's a consideration. Let's see. Other things you might.
It was a rolled
perceive.
16 plus 1, 17.
Yeah.
I don't know if that matters.
So some other things. It's kind of tough from where you are in the further distance to see what's going on with either the sparking bomb or the one that's opposite that. But the one in the middle, one thing you notice is as it gets closer.
That was up on the top. The one in the middle we sent up with the.
Yeah,
Druid Ragnar.
that was out of play, right? Because
That's out of play. Okay.
We told Dedu and Pregnard to drop it on top of the tower.
Okay, so that's not in the center. You're right.
It's in the center. It's just in the center, very high.
Yeah. Yeah, you can't notice anything about the two bombs acting as normal. The one that's sparking, you can notice it's doing a lot more sparking than it was.
Have my
spangly.
minions been able to pick it up and are they carrying it at this point or no?
They will reach it when we hit your turn, basically on the next go round. So we will say they are incipient. They are about to reach it. They have not quite yet, but that will be a thing very imminently. In fact, is there anything else you're trying to do other than see the things that you have perceived?
I don't think so, no.
Okay. You do notice a large garage door, door, maybe more cargo-ish, on the building on your right as you try to, as you're getting out of the plaza. It might be a little easier to get into.
Okay.
All right, that's going to be all the things you perceive.
I guess I inform Jarrell of that.
Yep.
All right, sounds great. So some seconds have ticked by while we do this. Felix. So what else you got going on here? You're attempting to reach
right.
the crab. I don't think you've reached it yet, though, since it's
No,
it's got some soft on it.
I personally am dashing.
Okay. Yes, we know.
No, thanks. No, like using my dash action to move 50 feet.
Okay.
Closer to so I'm heading towards the road and I'm just trying to get out of this plaza as well.
Yeah.
And then I again will issue the command to my undead minions to pick up the bomb that is sparking, and once they pick it up, because this thing is heavy, they can't throw it. Just essentially
Right.
just sprint as fast as they can, like follow along the wall of the, you know.
Are they already doing that? I thought they were
Okay, so what is happening now is the ghouls have just reached the bomb.
Okay.
At least the first two. And the third one will be there like a split second behind. They reach it. They open their arms wide and attempt to grab. And as they grab it, their arms almost sort of go through it. As I want to try to go back to, you remember your old high school biology when they showed you cell division? That is what has effectively started happening to these bombs, is they have been splitting into 2, 4, 8, 16, tons of bombs. The ghouls have gotten there, tried to scoop them up, and now have arms full of tiny bombs, but have not picked them all up.
Oh no.
Is this meiosis or mitosis?
Mitosis.
Okay.
Yeah, that sounds right. I never took biology. I just remember
Meiosis
the
is for
diagrams.
reproductive cells.
I don't think the orders are going to change based on the amount of bombs, but that's fine. Just keep them. Just carry them along.
Yeah.
I don't even
So
care
you've
if they
got
drop
two
some.
ghouls there just with like, I don't know what to do with all these bombs.
Totally fine.
Panic running, like bombs flying off the back of them as they do
Perfect.
this.
All they're doing is just laying more around the structure of this tower.
Yeah.
So that's a win.
That's fine. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's going off over there.
Fine. That's fine.
It's a little chaotic. We
That's-
don't know what's gone on with the other bombs.
That will be the last command I feel like I need to issue to them at this point, because I think that's it. Like sayonara, undead dudes. I'm out of here, and yeah. So I'm trying to get the fuck away. That's
all
it
right.
for me.
Sounds good. Quinn,
Yes.
you got anything else that you are doing right now other than the panic running and the trying to catch up and any of that kind of stuff?
Yes.
All right.
I'm going to. Does anybody have the ability or the time to heal anything on me right now? Or I can do myself, but
I've got potions.
if somebody has like an aura of healing right now.
If
How
I could
about
catch
up
up
to
to
after we get to safety?
Okay,
How about
that's
after we
fine.
do that?
Because I'm fine. And I can also do myself, but
Yes, you can. Anyone can do
Um,
themselves if they really try.
I mean, is it trying? Okay, so yeah, I think that's it. I'm just going to basically I'm like the support staff. So if anybody needs anything or if anybody's doing anything specific, I kind of support them or help them.
But you're just running along, essentially.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. So you are running along. Let's see. Jarrell, what do you got?
So I see that garage door that Dill kind of pointed out.
Yeah.
What kind of building does that look like as I'm running towards it?
It's brick. It's probably businesses on the bottom and maybe some residences on the top floors or something like that.
Okay.
Kind
How
of
far away is it again?
looking building. From you, let's see. It is let's see, at the edge of the square, maybe 150 feet or so from the tower. I would say you are a good 60 feet from entering the street from it, maybe 90 feet from the door.
Okay. And then so Boris is
Boris is
ways away from me.
Boris is a ways away from you, and at this current speed will pass that door by the end of her next turn.
Right. Where's Felix?
Felix is panic catching up, but is at least 25 feet from the door.
Okay.
So I would say it is Boris, Felix, maybe Quinn, then you and Paradil, sort of equally spaced in a kind of line going down the street at this point.
And how much time do I have that I'm aware of?
Seconds.
25 seconds, maybe 20 seconds, if that's actually accurate.
Okay. Jarrell will say, "We're going to hide in this building here," and because that's probably the closest we could get. within the time frame. He might be able to get a little further than that,
Okay.
and he just kind of runs towards that, I guess.
All right. Sounds great. Hey, Boris, what are you up to? Actually, what I would like you to do is make a perception check, because I want to make sure you heard Jarrell yelling from behind you as you're running away from him.
You mean with her passive perception of like 20 something?
25 is the passive. Oh, nat 20.
Okay, great.
I hear the individual bombs dropping out of the ghoul arms.
You do. Yeah. So we're gonna get into some things on that, because I can give you some insight on a nat 20 here. But yes, you hear that, and you definitely would be able to hit the brakes a little hard and adjust Hector's course to kind of skitter into this bay door here. But yeah, you hear a tink, 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 and what the sound of it sounds almost like a ripping, like a. It almost sounds like someone busting ass far in the distance.
Busting or ripping ass?
No,
Well,
he
it's
said
definitely
he
sort of a
specifically said
busting rip,
busting.
like-
Yeah.
Yeah.
Busting
It's,
through some ass.
In which distance? In the distance behind me where the tower is, or the distance in front
The
of me where
same
I'm running
distance
towards?
where you hear the tinkling of bombs being dropped.
Okay, cool. Okay, so I mean, I have time to skid into this door, but I'm
Yes.
moving really fast, so I also have time to get much, much, much further away.
You do.
Mm-hmm.
But you also have Jarrell's auras and benefits.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
How does
So-
how does the roof look on this building? Like, how does the I just rolled a 20 on my perception, so like, what's the general structure and stability of this building look like in my passive perception or
We're going to
active
say that this
perception?
building is 6 stories high, so about 65, 70 feet tall. Otherwise, it is a pretty solid stone brick kind of thing, sort of dark blocks, really, not so much small bricks like we would use, but more like, building stones or something like that, but a dark brown sandstone. We'd probably say nice, thick, sturdy. I mean, it's,
Does it look maintained?
yes,
Okay.
or at least as maintained as anything can be in this place.
Yeah, it's not
but
like
it's not like
it's not
decrepit
actively
already
crumbling.
falling up. Yeah,
Yeah,
right,
that's
It was
exactly.
built. It was built for the ages, but hasn't been maintained in 6 months.
Okay, so Boris does decide to skitter into the doorway,
Okay.
but also chooses to pick a spot once she's skittered into the doorway that's like a good spot to be in an earthquake kind of decision, in like a strong door frame or like.
Right.
And drinks a health potion also while this is happening.
Okay. Just make sure you're marking off consumables you've used and stuff.
Yes, one of my shitty health potions, not one of my top shelf grenadines.
Those are still.
All right.
I think those are still 2d4 plus 2.
2d4 plus 2. Yeah, they're just basic healing potions, the 6-pack that I grabbed from the
Yeah.
thing. So 7 plus-
Paradel, you're being carried, but are you doing anything else while you are otherwise being conveyed?
I'm stumped. I don't know what I would do.
Besides, just be carried.
Yeah. It might
I
just
guess
be
I'm
conserve
screaming
resources.
out of panic.
Yeah, that's a thing. That's
Ah!
a thing.
Ah!
And you can do that for free. You don't even need to spend an action for that.
Ghouls, ghouls, ghouls.
That's what I'm screaming. Panic screaming.
Sounds good.
Panicking.
That fart in the distance becomes significantly louder as, well, Felix, if you had any contact with your ghouls, you don't anymore.
No, I don't plan to. Like I said, that was the last command
Yeah.
I used to them. But there is one, I guess you could call him a ghoul, that I would like to contact really quick. And I'm just going to say, hey, Larlock, buddy. Just so you know, if I don't make it out of this blast, there's not going to be much of a body for you to take when this is all done. So if you have anything that Any tricks you want to pull out, bud? That's on you, or else I guess I'm just gonna get caught in this blast as I keep running towards like where I see all my friends go.
You receive, notably, no response.
Okay. Just letting him know.
The rip sound gets louder as you can start hearing it's pretty much exactly like one of those bundles of fireworks that pop 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 pop, like hyper violent popcorn as the first set of bombs begins to detonate.
This was the entrance we wanted to make, so okay. How does it feel from where we are?
Right now, it's loud. This sound is echoing off the buildings, and there are no people and no real soft anything anymore to soak any of it up. So it is a cacophony. But outside of the rumble, you're not really hearing anything. Now, Felix, you're still in the street. You haven't quite made it to this bay, but you probably would on this turn. Is that still where you're going for?
Yeah, I'm heading towards my friends. I'm not gonna go off on my own. I'm not an idiot.
Sounds great. Quinn, we're getting to you, and ooh. Hey, just off the top of my head, what's your AC, Quinn?
I'm still in haste, so 19.
All right.
Well,
softball-sized rock flies from behind you and glances off your armor, but off your leather armor, but doesn't do any appreciable damage.
Oh no, I said 19. I meant 18.
Yeah. All right. Same effect.
Okay.
Let's see. Jarrell, you're running for this. You have a screaming gnome on your shoulders.
Yeah. I can't make it to the door yet, right?
I don't think you can. I think you're going to be just short at the end of this one.
All right.
Anything else you're doing?
No, just yelling to Boris. Boris, health potions, quickly!
More rocks fly at you. They clang harmlessly off your armor. Boris, you are inside the door. Anything else you've got going on?
I heard the call for health potions, so Boris has pulled out a single bottle of grenadine. Just in case anybody's, dying. Also, okay, wait, a quick question, I guess. With I have 12 bottles of grenadine, which is like the top shelf health potion, right? Which I guess supreme healing is that. Like, I have it listed as top shelf health potion, which I didn't specifically ask which one that meant.
Don't worry, I'll define it when we get there.
Yeah, define it when we get there. But also, how does the grenadine work? Does it work like, like grenadine would work, where you use a shot of it in a drink, or is it like a whole bottle is a health potion?
Surely you apply it to your temples.
Oh my god.
Well, I'm just wondering if it's like,
it.
if I've got 12 bottles, but that's actually like 144 doses, or if 12 bottles is 12
I'm not
doses.
giving you 144 doses. It tastes like grenadine.
But you have to drink a whole
Getting one
bottle.
health potion's worth out of the bottle, because I'm not giving you that many discrete uses of
I
health potion.
didn't think so. I was just double checking because it is grenadine. If it's just by the time you're done drinking that, it's going to taste more like kids' cherry cough syrup.
It just tastes like grenadine. It doesn't actually.
Cool. So I've pulled out a single bottle of grenadine just in case anybody's like in worse shape than I think anybody's actually in, and also have like the 5-pack now of other health potions like hanging off the 6th ring on my finger, and I'm just kind of like holding both up in the room so that anybody that needs one can grab one. That's all. Otherwise, still just hanging out there.
Sounds good. And Paradil, you are being carried by Lord Jarrell.
Still screaming after all these years.
And another rock goes zinging on past you.
Ooh.
Yeah. All right, that becomes the end of that. Jarrell, you're the only one still outside here, and I kind of want to get to you as this happens. a very large chunk of debris coming from this the ripping explosion is just continuing now. And a Volkswagen-sized rock comes hurtling overhead, slams into the building about 2 stories above where the door is, that bay door is that you're entering. Shatters out the wall, and a rain of debris and what looks like furniture and other crap is spewing out of there. Everything's falling and landing in front of the door. As you're running for it, I would like you to make me one final dexterity saving throw to dodge this crap before you dive into the room.
I think it's just a 10.
Oh, it was a 10. Okay, so you've rolled a 10 against it. So you are going to take the brunt of this hit.
Okay.
It is going to be 46 plus 6 bludgeoning
I was asking
damage.
for the health potions.
Yep. 3, 6, 9, 10, 11 plus 6. So you're going to take 17 bludgeoning damage,
Okay.
and you're going to drop Paradil.
Okay.
Ah!
But he's not injured.
No, that's sort of a shortfall. I mean, 6 feet, he's armored.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure he knows how to handle himself. And also, Paradil, you did not take the brunt of this.
Yay.
How much did I take again? 17?
Yeah, you took 17 bludgeoning damage.
Did I get any damage from that?
Nope.
Shit.
Nope, you took no damage from that.
Shit.
You know what, let me let me check
Why did
for
I ask that?
Yeah, no, we're gonna be nice. You're not gonna take anything from falling off of Jarrell's shoulders or anything like that. But now you can both try to scamper into the room here.
Scampering.
Scamper, scamper, scamper. Okay, everyone has made it into the room. Boom! Another large rock slams into the building. The entire face of that wall that's above falls down and blocks off the exit to the bay door.
Fantastic. Jarrell will say, "Look for a basement,"
You can't even watch the fireworks. That sucks.
and he'll grab and slug one of those grenadine bottles from Boris.
The second that grenadine bottle hits your lips, a mind-deleting large explosion goes
What?
boom. And then a second slightly further away goes boom. And then it basically just feels like the entire world opens up. The tower collapses on top of the building you're in, and everything just goes black for all of you.
Sounds horrible.
And if you like us, we can be found on the internet.
Whoa!
No,
What?
I'm not.
No.
I'm
That was
not
only-
actually doing this. I just wanted to fuck with you guys a
Ah,
little.
you son of a bitch. I was going to say, wait a second. It's only been like 30 minutes.
I would absolutely do that to the audience.
Yes, you would. Yeah, and us, apparently. What the fuck,
Yeah.
man?
If you were to
But
do
no.
that, we would have to release it with an extra 25 minutes of silence at the end, so nobody.
In memoriam of.
Well, no, they that way when they're watching the video, they think it's going to be an hour.
Wouldn't
but
that
really
be?
it's not.
Wouldn't that
Or-
be the most anticlimactic end to this campaign? It's just literally rocks fall and everyone dies.
We get buried alive and no one hears from us ever again.
Who play the intermission music from Monty Python and the Holy Grail. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Just play that for like a half hour or something.
Right. No, I mean it. Yeah, depending on whether or not we got crushed.
Okay, good. All 5 of you make a Constitution saving throw.
Constitution saving
These
throw.
we can add my charisma modifier of 5 to.
Would love that.
Everyone is within range of the Sword of Justice, and I don't think the Sword of Justice stops working if you are somehow rendered unconscious. I'm not
Oh, no.
saying that you are. I'm just eventualitizing this.
I'm spending one of my indomitable slots because that was not a good roll.
What was the check again? I'm sorry.
It is a
Constitution
Constitution saving throw, and all right, Felix.
I got a 19.
All right, Jarrell.
As this is all happening, too, Jarrell is going to use his Exalted Champion. And you said a Constitution saving throw?
Yes, is a Constitution saving throw.
What is Exalted
14.
Champion for the audience who's never probably heard that before?
I get resistance to bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing damage from non-magical weapons. And my allies within 30 feet of me have advantage on wisdom and death saves. But that's only until I'm incapacitated for an hour.
Still good.
I got a 14 though.
14.
Wait,
Okay.
only until you're what? Until you're incapacitated for an hour, or is it for an
No,
hour?
it goes for an hour unless I'm incapacitated.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So let's see. Paradil, you used Indomitable. What does that do for you? Just an auto
I
pass?
just get to re-roll saving
okay.
throw, but I have to keep the new result, which is
All right.
a 15.
15.
Do you add my +5? Make sure everybody adds my +5.
It is a 20.
All right. Sounds good. Boris.
At 22, including the +5.
Fabulous. How about you, Quinn?
One moment. Because I rolled with his +5, it ended up being a 10. I'm going to use my lucky feat and re-roll it. Oh, much better. 21. 23.
23. Okay.
Used that
Wonderful.
last episode too, so I'm going to just mark that down.
Okay.
So I have 2 more.
Paradil, Boris, and Quinn. You are the first 3 to awaken.
Cool.
Felix and Jarrell are as yet unconscious.
Okay.
So wait, did
The-
he even get a chance to activate his Exalted Champion, or is he just unconscious? Because that'd be a hell of a waste of a
Yeah.
20th level feature. of
I
a
would
class.
say that you didn't have the time to activate that and still have that in the can.
Okay. Thank
But
you.
yeah. So yeah, Paradil, Boris, and Quinn. You are in a very destroyed looking room. It looks like all of the sides of the room pretty much have collapsed to one form or another. A few large wooden beams have been rammed in through the ceiling. One looks like it beamed Jarrell pretty good. Caught him right on the helmet, thankfully. But yeah, things are looking a little fucked up and claustrophobic down here.
What is the
Is
light
there-
source?
Yeah. Like, is there any? How can I see anything right now?
Well, I guess
Some of us have dark vision.
yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
I mean,
that I guess would be
right.
the next thing to ask is
you have dark vision.
between Paradil,
Okay,
Boris, and
thanks.
Quinn, who is eligible to participate in a dark vision meeting?
I have dark vision.
I have dark vision.
Jarrell has dark vision. I think Boris might be blind.
Boris is blind.
And Jarrell's
Boris-
unconscious, and Felix is
It's been a while.
unconscious.
It's been a while since I
Boris.
got to use dark vision.
All right. So, Boris, it's dark. You may be blinded by what happened. You're not entirely sure, as it is completely pitch black. However, the two with dark vision, you can somehow see down here because that's how dark vision works.
When you have, all right, I have a question about dark
Vision
vision.
works.
Do I know that I'm seeing with dark
Yes.
vision?
So when you're
Yes.
viewing, like when like dark vision is essentially just like, you're much more accustomed to like being able to see in the dark, but like they say specifically when you're like looking through dark vision, it's like everything's more like grayscale, like there's not a lot of color or anything like that, right? Because it's still dark, like, so when it's dark, it's just that your eyes are more accustomed to that type of environment where you can still see.
all right, I'm calling out into the dark.
Who else is awake? Nobody. Oh my god, I've awakened by myself. This is a terrible scenario. I'm just gonna have to
Calm
monologue.
yourself, Paradil. I'm awake. I'm awake.
Oh my god, thought I was gonna have to monologue indefinitely. Phew. Can you wait, Quinn, do you have dark vision?
We've established this multiple times, Paradil. Yes, I can
So it's-
see.
So I guess it's just the two of us that have awoken. Both
I'm either awake or I'm dead. I can't tell right now.
well, I don't alright. Maybe alright, so either we're all awake or we're all dead too, I guess. If those are I don't think you're dead. I feel awake.
Are
And
those
alive.
the options?
Always. Listen. My gnome mother always told me that if you're conscious, you're either dead or awake.
That does make sense.
That's an old. It's an old age-old gnome adage. Oh man, she used to. She used to. What's the thing? Crochet, cross point. What's the thing where you sew things into little circles and you put them on the wall? Yeah, she. Oh my goodness, the amount of cross stitching she did, and it was always the same gnome phrase. If you're conscious,
right, Peridot, we need to figure out a way out of here.
Put that on a shirt. Put that on a shirt.
You're
all right.
conscious, you're either alive or dead.
No, you're either dead or awake.
Can I find Hector anywhere? I have blind sense within 10 feet.
Yes. Not to mention, in every universe, crab smells like crab.
No.
Oh, no, I fucked this
Wait, no.
No,
wait,
no,
I
he's
don't
not
think
crab
dead.
meat.
I think he just smells
Just
like a
smells
crab.
like a crustacean.
Okay.
Hunter.
Is Hector awake too, or is Hector? Did he wake up with me? I don't really know how that works.
Click, 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 click.
That's a
Yeah, it
yes.
sounds like Hector being awake.
That
Yeah,
sounds like
it's-
Hector.
Yeah, it's a room mostly made of stone, and it's a crab with an exoskeleton. I mean, how else is it going to communicate?
I find and climb onto Hector. I guess giant crabs have blind sight for 30 feet, which is the closest thing to an attribute sheet I have for him. So I'm assuming that he can see at least a little bit as well.
Okay. You're
And
fairly certain you're facing forward on the crab.
You don't have like a torch in any of those fucking pockets, or like a lantern?
I mean, I could, but I've got my crab. It's fine. He's got eye stalk, so I'd know which side was the front.
But you still can't see.
Yeah, I don't know about you, but I don't appreciate having my eye stalks grabbed like that.
Just like a gentle, like a petting. of
Gentle
eye stalk.
grabbing of the eye stalk.
Please no.
No.
A gentle petting.
Grabbing. But sure. Yeah, that too.
Hector's got an obvious front and back based on like
Crabs.
Sure.
how he's shaped. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll climb on Hector. Maybe
All right.
backwards at first, but figure that out and get on the right way.
You are mounted upon Hector. You still cannot see, as you have not activated any sort of source of light or anything, and you still have 2 unconscious party members.
Let's try to wake these thoughts up. I've had enough of thoughts of Vecna. Let's wake these hot thoughts.
I'm sorry. Did you just refer to Felix and Jarrell as thoughts?
Hot thoughts.
HOTTHOT.
THOTS. Thoughts. As
Heroes
in
of Teldoria thoughts.
that hoe over there.
No, I know what it means, Michael.
No, it's that hero over there.
That
Who
hero
are you talking
over
to,
there.
Quinn? It's called that hero over there.
Oh my
Wait,
God.
it is Euros? That sounds delicious right now.
Y'all motherfuckers need Valen.
Go to Valen.
Boris pats Hector on the head and says, "Find Jarrell." While she's rooting around in her pockets looking for her
And then the
laugh.
Jarrell moves around a little bit and click, 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 click turns into tink, 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 tink as something starts tapping on metal of a, I don't know, breastplate, helmet, greave, gauntlet. Not really sure which. Metal. I mean, Hector's not a great communicator.
Works fine.
Yeah.
Usually
Jarrell
he uses
found
his
them.
eye stalks, but I can't see them right now. So
Yeah, but Jarrell is found.
You could fix that problem for yourself, like right now.
I could, but this is more fun. So Boris slides down off of Hector and follows the tink 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 noise to Jarrell,
Okay,
and
it's right in front. There's
Yeah.
a Jarrell.
and by feel, right, is looking for Jarrell's mouth, pokes him in the nose or whatever accidentally once, and finds his mouth and squirts in one of the grenadine healing potions.
Okay. Notably, he wasn't killed or reduced to 0 hit points. He was just knocked out. It's just a mild TBI.
I assume that it hurt. You didn't
Then
get to
again,
take
I guess
the other one anyway.
I guess the way D&D hit points goes, that would wake him up probably. Jarrell starts to stir a little bit. I guess he's not fully awake yet, though.
Now he's drowning on grenadine on top of being unconscious.
Yeah, jump to the side a little bit, I guess. I don't know. All right. But he's grenadined. He's starting to stir, but he's not fully awake yet. Anybody else doing anything?
I'm trying to search for a way out.
Hey, that's a thing to do, and with dark vision, you might be able to find something. How about give me an investigation check? Let's investigate this room here.
Isn't that my worst thing ever? Investigation. Oh no, I'm good at that. That is a 24.
A 24. So, one of the beams that sort of punctured its way through the ceiling isn't really a beam at all. It's actually a femur. I mean, I take, a human femur. Not even a dinosaur femur. It's just something gigantic. It really does look like a, roof beam that just happens to be going across this thing. But the way it's sort of punched in, there's a little bit of light or air or something coming just beneath it as it's sort of punched in through the wall.
I pull on it.
All right. The femur itself is pretty solidly in place, as this is probably a good 1,500, 2,000, 3,000 pound object. It's literally a rafter beam sized bone.
That is a big bone.
Substantial, girthy.
That's a girthy bone.
I hate you guys so much.
Okay, so I found this beam of a bone.
Yep.
Is there any sort of
there's a little gap underneath it, and it feels like there's a little bit of air moving there.
Sure. Is there any sort of anything that looks like a door or a potential doorknob?
Well, the door you would have come into this room through has been utterly destroyed. There's no other visible door, but that doesn't necessarily mean
destroyed in a way that is blocking us from getting out, kind of destroyed, or
yes, as in between the collapsing of that entire chunk of the building and the rubble that's fallen in front of it, it is highly impassable.
Okay.
Impossibly impassable, perhaps. Quinn, that's sort of what you have found, is there's maybe a diggable area or, potentially movable rubble that might lead to something. That's all you've found. One would think a bay like this might have a different door in it, but you cannot seem to find it or any evidence of it.
All right. Before I end this turn of events, am I able to start clawing at that hole or digging at that space?
You can, you can begin with that, sure. I would say if you want to start doing that, it's slow going, but you can probably clear about a cubic foot every few minutes or something. It's, you're pulling lots of rocks out of there, but they're pretty loose and it doesn't look like anything is going to collapse under it as you dig out. Cool. That large femur seems to have the stuff above it at least supported, even if you dig under it.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm going to attempt to dig a hole.
All right, so you're digging under the femur. Boris, you have attempted to wake Jarrell and Paradil. What kind of stuff are you up to right now?
Screaming.
Lots of screaming.
Panic
Okay,
screaming.
great.
No, oh, geez. I'm gonna go try to help Quinn dig. We're gonna... What?
I'm
Fran,
unconscious. I'm unconscious, you fucking assholes.
Well, I guess you're gonna have to stay that way.
The most peaceful it's been all day.
Wait, I was about to walk over to help Quinn, but then there was a little voice in my, let's call it my conscience, and
that yelled, "I'm unconscious, you asshole!"
from the back of my awoken brain, I think, oh wait, let me try to awake my buddy, Felix, Fizzlebottom.
All right.
And I try to. Yeah, I have a few healing potions.
You saw Boris do it, so you might as well try that, right? That's how you try to rouse me.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I give him just a regular healing potion I have. It's 2d4 plus 2.
I wasn't injured.
I don't know, you're unconscious.
I'm unconscious, right? But like I didn't
All right.
recall taking any damage, right? So like I mean, yeah, I'll drink it, right? To bring me back to consciousness,
Sure.
I suppose. Maybe there's like a goose egg on my head that starts to start to disappear, right?
Yeah. Yeah, you're like I don't know, not Pinocchio, but whatever growing a horn out of your head, but in reverse.
Yeah, perfect.
Like
I obviously got bonked, so
Yeah.
this will help with that hopefully.
okay.
I also still have 5 unlabeled vials of some liquid from that Igor's labyrinth or whatever. I think it was from.
They were labeled.
No, my inventory says 5 unknown liquid vials.
Well, I guess those 5 unknown liquid vials could be anything that's determined by the DM at this point.
They could be. Right now, what I want to determine, though, is, let's see, 2d4. So in about 2 minutes, Felix and Jarrell will be awoken. Because I've
Yay.
determined that 2d4 minutes is it. Yeah, I rolled a 1.
Hooray.
So they're kind of slowly dragging themselves out of unconsciousness.
Did we do it? Did we win?
No. We're trapped. Wait, do you
Jarrell
have dark
starts to-
vision?
Yeah.
Yes, I have 120 feet actually.
Jarrell starts to dust himself off. He'll look around. Is there anything like a basement or anything like that in the floor? Or like an entrance to anything underneath us?
That is a good question. That's something maybe you could investigate.
He's not very good at these, but we shall try.
All right.
Nope. That's a 4.
Yeah, 4. No, there's no
He's still groggy.
door, secret or otherwise, you can find.
Right. He's still groggy. He's not really saying anything.
All right, so
Um,
not trying to key anybody else in on that then.
Not yet.
All right.
Felix, I guess, is gonna start to stand up. Then he's like rubbing his head. Obviously he got bonked pretty good, and he's like, okay, hold on. And I'm gonna try to, I guess, look around. So I see Quinn is digging.
Yep.
Underneath a gigantic bone. And
Yep,
I'm like,
the underbone
It's
area.
a girthy bone.
I think that just looks like way too much physical effort for me. So I am gonna look for a simpler solution. So you said there was some sort of light or something that come in from underneath or behind where this thing is sticking out from the wall.
It's not light. It's just kind of like a little bit of moving air in the area just under it, sort of in that area where Quinn is digging.
I see. All right. I guess I'm going to investigate that further while he's digging and just kind of see maybe if I can get a sense of what's the air like.
Right now, dusty.
And I can't see. I guess I'd have to do some perceiving, I suppose. I'd prefer to do some investigation of the room, but it's there's not, there's probably not a lot of room for us to move around because everything kind of collapsed, right?
Yeah, I would say this room is maybe about 10 by 15 by only about 6 feet high right now.
Are there any other exits from this room besides the garage door that's crushed?
You would have to find them, but they are not immediately obvious.
Okay, I'm gonna start looking around and just seeing if there's another way out of this room. Maybe we can try to find another way out of this building from not this room.
Okay.
I'm gonna start walking around the room.
Start walking around the room. What kind of check would you want to make to maybe do a little bit of searching?
Well, because I'm not necessarily investigating anything in particular, I'm just walking around the room. I guess it would be perception.
Right.
Even
Sure,
though I
sounds
suck
good.
at these more.
Yeah.
But that's okay. That's a 15.
The 15. Oh. Let's see. Ooh, yeah. So, not far. Maybe about 4 feet away from where Quinn is digging underneath the ruins of a storage shelf. It appears to be sort of a 18 by 18 square of wood on the floor.
Interesting. If I walk up to that, is there any discernible like a latch or like a pull thing?
Not that you can find.
Okay. Can I investigate it?
Yeah, you can investigate it.
Okay. I'm better at these.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Math 23.
Yeah, it's just sort of like nailed down.
Jarrell, you have a crowbar?
Boris pulls one out of her pocket and hands it to her.
Of course she does. Of course she does.
Jarrell does not carry a crowbar.
Jarrell, do you know how to use a crowbar?
Yes, Jarrell does know how to use a crowbar. And Jarrell
I point him
will-
at the square that's been nailed down to the floor.
Before he does that, Jarrell is gonna slug a health potion, just to make sure I get that actual health.
Well, yeah, I was gonna say, if you were injured when she gave it to you, wouldn't you have just healed that then?
I don't know. I hadn't clarified that. So I wanted to
Yeah,
see
you
where
do
my-
take. Yeah, you do get the benefit of those HP points.
So I guess we're
Okay.
crossing that bridge now. How much of those hit points does he
Yeah.
get from the grenadine?
I don't know. We're called a superior health potion.
Okay.
So let's see.
Would that be 44 plus 4 then? Because you have 2d4 plus 2 for the regular one.
8d4 plus 8 is superior.
Oh,
Hey, there
you
we go.
There you go.
So yeah,
That's nice. I like that.
There is technically a topper shelf than that, but it's ridiculous. So that seems legit.
Yeah. What are you healing, John?
25.
Nice.
great. Chalk up those 25. Now you got yourself a crowbar there.
Yep. And I'm gonna be crowbarring away.
All right. So if you had a crowbar, you'd crowbar in the morning and crowbar in the evening. And all right. So you are able to pry that up, and it looks like there's it would be a nailed down hatch that goes into instead of a square passage directly down into the stone concrete below. And I have good news, I have bad news, and I have informational news. The good news, it's absolutely a way out of this room. The bad news, it is exactly 18 by 18, so anything that can't fit down that ain't getting out that way. And informational news, that I would like to inform you that if you like us, we can be found on the internet. We're in such places as Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and all of those places will take you to the crown jewel of our internet presence, our Discord server. Now, if you aren't on those social medias, and frankly, with the state of modern social media, I can't blame you. Look in sort of our pinned notes on any of those podcast services you might be subscribed to us to. Those will also give you a link to our Discord server, which is sort of like social media, but it's private to just, our little thing, unless you're using Discord for other things, in which case it's also private to those little things and whatever external conversations you have.
Just a community chat server.
Yes,
That's all it
and
is.
we want you to join us in our community chat server because we want you to join us in our community. If you do so, we'll say hi to you, and it'll be a good time. And this is a really good thing we've got going. And if I say nothing else serious today, I tell you seriously, come hang out with us. It'll be a good time. Now, if you really like us, you could leave us a 5-star review on that podcast service of your choice that I sort of mentioned a little sideways about earlier. And if you do, leave a good, honest review. If we're 5 stars for you, we would love to know that, and other people like you would definitely love to know that, because then they can get hooked up with us. Just leave those reviews, leave them good and honest. And if they have some text, they're not just stars, we will find them. We will read them. With our special skills, we will recognize you as the 5-star human that you are. Now, if you really, really like us, though, you could donate to our Patreon, patreon.com/haplessheroes. We have a reward of different tiers. I think the popular one is the $5 tier. I think that's what most people are doing nowadays. And, it's a fairly inexpensive way to show a little bit of appreciation, a little bit of continued ongoing support for the work. If you would use that word to describe what we do, it's more play on our end, but Francesco does quite a bit of work actually making our place sound good, so that's sort of a thing there too. But that $5 tier gives you access to our patron lounge and Discord, where we post with our pinkies up, and it gets you access to our Patreon extras, our between 2 episodes, our other outtakes, our bloopers, all the really fun stuff that you might want to get access to. It's a good time. I highly recommend it.
And if you like us right now, you like us, Sally Field, and the whole deal, create a new combination eating utensil with chopsticks and knives, and call them knife sticks, and put little pictures of our Hapless Heroes characters on them and market them thusly.
And thus I do swear to you that absolutely nothing could go wrong. The same nothing that could go wrong with me outroing our cast. Starting from my left, we have Lord and Captain Quinn Southwind, played by Mike.
Until next time. I know I stole your phrase. I don't care.
To his left, we have Boris the Butcher, played by Nicole.
I don't think Hector's gonna fit down there.
To her left, we have Perida Lincolnwoods, played by Zach.
Turns out I'm just awake.
To his left, we have Lord Jarrell the Light, played by John.
Until next time.
And to his left, we have the fabulous Felix Osbottom, played by Francesco.
I guess that more or less went to plan.
My name is Dave. I've been your host and Dungeon Master for this evening. Thank you so much for joining us. We will see you next week. Bye-bye now.
Bye.
Knife sticks. Cut, 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 cut.